I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Hold on.
Oh, there we go.
You got to log on with your computer. How you doing? Yeah.
I'm good. How are you?
Let's see.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Has he been waiting?
No, I told him that we would be late. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
You might have to hit the audio.
Can you hear me?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yeah. How you doing?
Nice. I'm good. How are you?
Really, really cool to meet you. We got Pete Moore, who's going to be conducting the interview. He's going to be dialing in.
Okay.
And it looks like your connection is good, so really appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you guys. No worries. I'm excited about it.
UNLV.
Yeah. Actually, did you know Ron Gagnon? He was working with Tarkany. He's my uncle. He was working with Jerry Tarkany, and I think maybe while you were there as the defensive coordinator.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
What years? I was there from 2006 to 2010. So
I think it might have been a little bit before that. He was there with Stacey Augman, and when those guys were there.
Yeah, that was a little before me for sure.
Yeah. And he got out right before they got pinched too. He saw the writing on the wall before Tark got in trouble.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Glory days.
I should ask him about basketball. He'll get mad at me.
Those are the glory days.
Yeah. All right, Pete's logging on right now, and then we'll get started. I'm gonna go on mute. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, hang tight for 2 seconds. Yeah, the meeting number is 321 675 993. What's this guy's name? Joe Hawley. H-A-W.
Where are we at, dude? I was on here. Nothing prompts. Download and run Zoom. Run, baby. Run, baby. Run. Oh, I'm on. I'm on.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in. Hawley.
Hey, what's up, man?
Good, bro. How we doing? Where you at?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
Oh, really? You want to go hit an Orange Theory workout? We'll get you in there. It's one of our clients.
Is it? Is that where they're based out of?
No, there's a franchisee down there that we help raise some capital.
Nice.
And they grew from they had about 15 locations. They're going up to like 50.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's a good concept.
Yeah, what's so you're on the road right now?
No, I'm doing a lot of traveling still, but I'm not living out of the van at the moment. I just got a little 400 square foot apartment in Austin, Texas for the next few months to kind of recharge, working on a new project.
Cool. All right, so let me do a little intro, and then we're gonna edit this, and then we'll put it across our network. So we use this term HALO, Health, Active, Lifestyle, Outdoors.
Okay.
So it kind of spawned out of I've been telling people we help people in the health and wellness industry, and I looked up the word wellness, found out it was a guy at the Mayo Clinic that was trying to find the opposite of illness. So if you're not sick, you're just okay, not very aspirational. So we came up with the term HALO. So we're trying to create the HALO effect and get people working out, get people not taking these pharmaceuticals and not inhaling as much sugar. And I think we can change the world if we can get people to live a healthier and happier lifestyle. That's my mission. Proactive. All right. This is Pete Moore. I'm on Halo Talks. I have the pleasure of having Joe Hawley here with me, plugging in from Austin, Texas. The man, the van, the dog, the blog. here live on Halo Talks NYC. So, Joe, good to see you and good to meet you.
I'm excited.
Awesome. So, just as a quick background for our listeners, can you give us a little background on, from UNLV being in the phys ed group to being an NFL player, and now what you're doing and how to inspire us, others, and you taking the initiative to kind of take your own life path and say, this is what makes me happy, and help other people along the way.
Yeah, totally. I played football at UNLV in Las Vegas. I got drafted in the 4th round by the Atlanta Falcons, played there for 5 years, and then I played 3 years at the Buccaneers. So I played a total of 8 years. I decided in 2017, so 2 years ago, to retire from the NFL. I made that decision because my body was getting beat up. It was falling apart. I was in a lot of pain, and it actually led me to make a lot of lifestyle changes, which I guess is what your show is all about. Started doing a lot of yoga, movement, changed my diet, and did a lot of different things to change my kind of lifestyle. And I was all about, making my health a priority. And I also decided, before I got into whatever was next in my retirement, I decided I wanted to travel and experience a little bit of my freedom because football was so hard. So I decided to buy a van, rescue the dog, and that's when I started traveling the country in my van with my dog, and I created the blog, Man Van Dog Blog. That's how you found me. And yeah, I've been trying to spread a good word and positivity and try and help people with their nutrition, their movement, their diet, and kind of the things I've learned on the road to help live a healthier, happier lifestyle.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Very inspiring. So, as you kind of went through on the NFL side and having the phys ed degree, you had all the science related to what you needed to do to stay healthy and happy. But like, what was the disconnect between, being a professional athlete and actually, having the flexibility and having the, ability to kind of stay in the best shape that you could when you're kind of getting hammered away at physically and mentally at the same time? And what was like the linchpin to kind of say, okay, that's enough. I got to take my life into my own hands again.
Yeah, I mean, when you're younger, like when I was in school, I started college when I was 17 to 21. So I was just a lot younger. My metabolism was a lot stronger. I could eat not as healthy and feel good. And my body was really young. It recovered really well. And I think the big change was my 5th year in the league. I ended up blowing my knee out, my ACL, MCL, had a total reconstruction. And ever since then, learning the rehab process and trying to get my body back and like how it is not balanced anymore. Like my body really started falling apart, my shoulders. And then I started realizing when I was on the couch, like I couldn't, when you're in the NFL, I was playing offensive lineman. I was 300 pounds. I had to be big. And so when I started a couple of years ago eating healthy, I started the paleo diet. I started eating more natural, trying to eat less processed foods, less sugar. But it was really hard for me to keep that weight on, and I actually lost a little bit of weight. My coaches came up to me and said, hey, you need to keep the weight on. So I actually I went from feeling really well when I started changing my diet to actually having to eat a little bit more crap to keep the weight on, to stay big. And I realized how much that affected my, my mental state, my energy levels, my attitude. And so that was kind of a little bit of, my body falling apart from the physical beat me up, but then also the nutrition. And so all of it kind of went into the decision of walking away from the game. And now I'm changing my diet completely and eating really natural. Like now I can tell when I eat something bad, like how much it affects me. And so I think a lot of people don't really realize what feeling good feels like because they're fed so much crap and don't move enough and don't work out. And I think if they give themselves an opportunity to really connect with what eating right and moving and feeling good feels like, then it would be a lot easier and they could build momentum moving forward.
Yeah. So as you see, some of the epidemics, with childhood obesity and stage 2 diabetes, it irks me because there's all this information out there, yet somehow either the serving sizes are not correct or, they put up these, snack packs and they think that that's healthy in the airports, but then you realize there's like 10 serving sizes. So multiply, 11 times, 7 grams of sugar, and you down in that whole thing, and it's 77 grams of sugar. No one eats one serving size and then wraps that thing up for 11 times. I mean, do you think that part of it's more of an education and a marketing issue, or do you think it's we got to have like regulations or policies, or like Bloomberg in New York was trying to like ban sugared soft drinks? Kind of where do you see the future evolving, where we educate more people, or there's got to be some kind of like policies around what you're allowed to put in a bag?
If the regulations are going to be moving fast enough. I know they're trying to do certain things, but there's just so much money involved. And whenever there's a lot of money, it's hard to change people's minds. I think education's a big thing. I think the time we live now with the access to information, it is overwhelming at times to seek the right information because there is so much content out there. But the access to information and the internet and social media, I mean, ignorance really is a choice. Like you can go research, but the problem is that all these things filled with sugar, like sugar is such an addictive drug, and everything is filled with sugar. And so your body literally lights up when it eats sugar. It feels good. And then it crashes, and people don't connect the crash or the afternoon like lulls to the fact that they had a high sugar in their breakfast or high carb content. Right. And so I think educating people and getting people to read labels too. I think labels are kind of overwhelming too, to like start checking labels. But when I started doing the keto diet a year ago, that's how I kind of initially lost a bunch of weight. And you're not supposed to be eating sugar or carbs. So that was one of the first times I really started checking all the labels on everything. Yeah. And people get overwhelmed by all the ingredients. And I tell people, if there's more than 5 or 6 ingredients, then you probably shouldn't be eating it. It's probably some processed crap. And even if it's something you don't really know what's in there, you just try and eat more natural. Like that's the biggest thing I do. I try to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, things that are natural. I like to call it like high vibrational foods, something that's not dense but comes from nature and is light and not processed. And that's a good rule to go by.
Yeah, I've been doing this keto, so I keep that as my screensaver. That's why I get my screensaver of my nutritional plan. It's not on this list. I can't eat it. So after the NFL, and you got a 400 square foot apartment now that you're renting. Like, what was the? I've been talking to people about living a more minimalist and less material existence, and you actually find out that you don't need most of the things that you have, and that the less clutter you have in your life, the more time you have to think and appreciate things that are external, instead of like kind of your own, what you've created, which probably in most people's lives are somewhat of a mess, and kind of holds them down almost as like a weight or an anchor. So what obviously you're a professional athlete and you're confident, but like what gave you the balls, I guess, to like basically be like, hey, look, I know everyone kind of goes down this path and there's bling and there's all sorts of watches and everything else, but this is who I am, and be true to yourself, and don't kind of get caught up in something that you think is going to make you happy, because it's probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really grateful that I had the opportunity to make really good money, and once you get to the point where I was making in football, you're always trying to get to the next stage, right? You're always competing against people. And I got to the point where I was making millions of dollars a year, and I was still looking at the guy next to me and be like, that guy's making more money than me. Like, I need more. So I started comparing myself to people that had more than me. And I started realizing that there's always somebody that has more than you. Right. And that, I had a nice car, I had a pretty big house, and those things weren't necessarily making me happy. And, I took a step back. I watched the Minimalist documentary a few years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yep.
Yeah, I started realizing, what? Like, why is this stuff not adding any value to my life? It's nice to have money, but it's not making me feel any better on the inside. And that's when I retired. I wanted to feel what it was like to have that space, create that space. What would life be like if I spent my money more on experiences rather than things? And that's my tagline for my blog: is live with less, experience more. And money and accumulating things isn't necessarily a bad thing. And that's why I love minimalism, because it's not a set of rules of what will make you happy, won't make you happy. It's about, if something doesn't add direct value to your life, then why is it there? It's just taking up space. And a lot of people, like even my parents, have this garage full of all this stuff from all over the years, and it literally is taking up clutter space not only in their house, but in their mind and their psyche, even if you're not something you're thinking about. And when I decided to retire, I ended up giving away 70% of my closet, all my furniture. I didn't want to pay for a storage bin. I literally gave it all away to charity. And I literally felt like a physical weight was lifted off my shoulders. It felt so freeing. And then I bought the van, rescued the dog, and I hit the road. And I don't think I'm ever going to go back. It's pretty insane how much time you have to work on relationships, care about people, travel places, experience new things when you don't have all this stuff weighing you down.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just such a big lie, especially in our society. Like, people are looking to get a bigger house, a nicer car, even houses they can't even afford, and they put down a mortgage, and then they feel trapped. And it's like, it's crazy. What's the point? You know, if it's not really adding value to your life, you're just doing it to impress other people or fill a hole that you have. You know, it's definitely something that I'm learning, and I'm trying to spread the message.
Yeah. So I was standing up in my office the other day looking out the window, and someone's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm thinking." Isn't that a good idea? Like, let me just think for a minute, right?
Yeah, let me just look out this window and be grateful and ponder
about
life.
Right. Yeah, I'm off the to-do list for a second, and I'm just actually going to try and digest an idea, figure out if I can turn it into reality. So as you kind of traveled around the country and people don't really know who you are, like, how liberating was that a part of, like, your journey?
It's actually been pretty crazy because I'm driving my van around and I have my blog logo on the side of it. So people be driving down the highway, they'd actually they'd look me up, take a picture, and send it to me on Instagram or something. And so I say all the time, like, what a time to be alive, where I'm able to use these tools like social media and the internet to really connect with people and share my message. And, you know, I see people, it's kind of crazy how, like, I don't feel like I have a huge following, but I see people all over the country. They're like, oh yeah, like, because I've been in a couple articles, like ESPN did an article about me. Yeah. Like, hey, you're the guy traveling in the van. And so it's really inspiring me to see how much of an impact I've had on people's lives just by being me and sharing my message.
Mm-hmm. So as you go around, are you are you kind of like infiltrating people's communities and, you know, getting involved either whether on the fitness side or the education side? You know, what level are you going into, you know, as you're making your stops? Obviously you're in Austin now, but
I really wasn't stopping to go see people. I was kind of traveling to do my own thing, experience my freedom, and share what I learned, you know, via the social media and my Instagram page and my website, and kind of sharing it with that kind of content. You know, I went to a lot of national parks and did a lot of hikes, and I just wanted to also show people how beautifully diverse this country is. A lot of people don't realize how much there is to see right in our own backyard. Everybody's worried about traveling abroad and seeing Europe or going to Asia, and it's like, we have one of the best national park systems in the world, and all this public land and all these beautiful places to see. And a lot of people are like, you know, 2 hours away, a little road trip away, and they don't even realize. So I wanted to make sure I showed, you know, how beautiful it was and how easy it was to go get out in nature, which is another way to really connect and feel and find happiness.
Gotcha. So you know, you're in Austin now. What's your day? You know, what do you like to accomplish on a daily basis? Because you used to be like very regimented. So how have you kind of embraced your freedom and be like, hey, I actually don't need to be somewhere right now, or, you know, I can actually do what I want to do, but I don't know what that is yet.
Yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of work on self-care. There's a little morning routine I do, probably lasts about 3 hours every day. Wake up in the morning, usually do 20 to 40 minutes of meditation, and then I do about an hour flow of yoga, and then I do about 20 to 30 minutes of journaling on the day, a little stream of consciousness journaling, which really helps get my thoughts out of my mind onto paper, which really clears my mind, sets me up for the day. It gets my body feeling good, gets my mind clear, and I feel like I can really accomplish anything if I get those things done in the morning. Working on a couple new projects here. I've been traveling a lot still. I love traveling, connecting with people. But yeah, it's really those self-care practices are the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. And what are you doing? Do you use any online apps? Do you like hit the gyms or yoga? Or are you doing that? Is that all self-directed, or are you trying to find local practitioners and You know,
Yeah,
get
I like
involved in?
doing workshops and taking yoga classes, but I do have my own yoga flow that I've found. I do it every day. I really enjoy it. It does all the muscle groups and joints that, excuse me, I struggle with.
Mhm.
My app for meditation I used to use Headspace, which is really good, but I got into Insight Timer, which has a little bit more variety and different teachers in it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you like that they call yoga a practice?
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
like
so
the word
funny.
practice, right?
Yeah, because my body is so beat up from football, and it's gotten so much better. And every time I do yoga, the reason I started doing yoga is because after every session, I would feel so light, feel so good, my body would feel good. And then every day, I wake up the next morning, and my body is hurting, it's tight, it's in pain, and I'm like, dang, like when am I going to get to the point where like I don't have to do it anymore? And I've
Right,
realized
right.
that they call it a practice because it's something that you're never really going to find the destination. You're never going to get to where you want to be. It's all about practicing every day. Because if you
Yeah,
stop doing it, your body's going to go back to where it was, you know?
yeah. So talk about Live Simple, and you got this supplement line that you designed and developed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I connected with this guy on Instagram. He had this nut butter product. It's a macadamia nut butter.
Mm,
So we partnered up and created it, Live Simple, which is, we're doing e-commerce right now, selling it online at livesimple.com with no E. And it sells in 10-pack boxes in single serving 1 ounce packs. It's a macadamia nut butter, super clean. Everybody, we're talking about nutrition and reading labels and, healthy snacks. This has only 4 ingredients. It's got macadamia nuts, MCT oil, which comes from the coconut, really good brain fuel, chia seeds, and sea salt. And that's it. Those 4
mm,
ingredients. You don't have to worry about any preservatives, any sugar, any BS. It's going to make you feel like crap. It's a really clean product, and it's really keto friendly, vegan friendly, paleo friendly. And yeah, really excited about it. Been doing it for about 6 months now. I'm learning a lot about business through it for sure.
uh, well, what's the do you have partners in that? Is it with the guy from Instagram? So just you two as partners?
Yeah, me and him as partners. Name's Trevor White.
Gotcha. And you guys are doing everything remote?
Yeah, we work with a manufacturer in California to get the product developed and packed, and now it's in a fulfillment center in Texas, and then it's all integrated into our online platform. So if someone orders it, we really don't have to even handle the product. It goes straight to the fulfillment center and sent out. So it's pretty hands off, which is pretty amazing.
Gotcha. And what's the name? Live Simple without the E. Is there anything to know about that? Leave out the E.
ESIMPL.com.
Gotcha. That's great. So when are you going to be rolling through New York? Is that on your stop, or are you staying out of this bigger urban jungle?
New York a few months ago. I was going to stop there for just a couple of days because I'm not a big city guy. I ended up staying there for 8 days and kept going
Okay.
back into Manhattan to travel and explore. And I actually love that city. I've connected with a lot of people there. So I'll probably be back not before too long.
That's great. So any other any words of wisdom as we finish up this podcast here and make sure people take care of themselves and know that they're their own master and that every day is a new day. You can start
Yeah.
living a better lifestyle.
Yeah, I think gratitude is one of the keys to happiness. I think we all have things to be grateful for, and don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have, and realize that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are, they come, and you can create separation from those thoughts. So if you are in a spot where you're feeling really down, angry, depressed, just know that that's not who you are. That's just a phase of your life, and you can kind of create some space through these mindfulness practices like journaling and meditation, and they will really help you create that space so that you can kind of, not necessarily change your thoughts, but kind of have more of a discretion on how to attach to them. And moving forward, it'll really help you find some
That's great.
space.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Appreciate
Thanks,
your
man.
time, and
Same,
we'll
man.
get it across the network. I'm going to go pick up some supplements, livesimple.com, and I'll see you in Austin, or we'll see you in New York City.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, bro.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you soon. Thanks.
All right, later.
Awesome.